Happy friggin' Saturday, everybody, and welcome in.
This is Sparta!
Do me a favor, Spartan kick the like button. One time, let YouTube know that we're live, baby. It's been a week. It's been a whole week, and I am glad to be back. So shout out to all the people already hanging out in the chat. Shout out to David Jewell, first person in. Shout out to Marco. Thanks for being a channel member, Marco. Bluetooth blades in the house. NFK20. All right. Welcome into Knife Plebe. He says, anyone want to buy a like new inbox diamond textured Django for $200? Dude, put it up in the members only Discord. Let the good people know. That's a good place to do it. The knife yard sale channel in the members only Discord. I got one sold on there this weekend. This guy, I put this up. This is the Midgards Messer Berserker prototype. Big boy. This guy is massive. And it's gone. It is sold to grace the presence of my collection no more. This will be getting shipped out to the buyer as of Monday. But if you guys have any pieces that you would like to get rid of, post them there. Why not do it? We'll check it out. We'll check it out during the live stream. And I've got a couple more pieces up there as well. In case anybody didn't know this, I will always give the channel members the first opportunity to purchase anything that I put up for sale. I think the members only Discord is a great place to do that. And then, of course, I will make a video with the rest of them. So members always get first dibs on anything that I go to sell. But if you are a channel member and you're a part of the members only Discord, you can, of course, list your own stuff there too. In case you didn't know. Knife Plebe says, I bought a McNeese from Herrick Frosty O-Face and need to recover some funds. Hey, congrats on the pickup, man. I've been seeing a lot of those out there lately. It seems like they've really pushed up production. Hey, how's it going, Greg? Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome into Mike and Ike's. All right. We got people piling in. Welcome into Jim Miller. Thank you for being a channel member, Jim. Good to see you, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, Average Joe. Welcome in. All right. We're catching up, guys. Hey, Ian Coates in the house. Welcome into another channel moderator. Keeping that chat straight. Good to see you. He says, not hard to know what I'm carrying. I'm guessing it's a Sebenza. That would just be my guess. Is it a Sebenza? I think I got it. Let's see. All right. Hey, welcome into Rainy. Thank you for being a channel member. Good to see you. And we've got... Watch out, the chat jumped. Hey, John Blackman, another channel member in the house, says, what's up, Shambo? Good to see you, John. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful Saturday evening. Lone Star Talboy in the house. Thanks for being a channel member. He says, carry of the day is the Cold Steel Black Talon 2 and Civivi Vaquita 2. You know, I'm not familiar with the Vaquita 2. I'll show you guys what I carried today. This beauty was sent to me by my friend Sharif Manganas of Manganas Steel. This is, it's technically a pre-production prototype, which means that this should be essentially what people getting in on the pre-order should get. And this is a beautiful knife, guys. Absolutely loving this one. I've been carrying it for the last couple days. And I'm going to reserve my my full opinion for the video that should be releasing here soon. I would say within the next couple of days, keep your eyes out, keep your ears peeled. You know, keep your eyes to the sky for smoke signals, if that's your thing. Or you could just follow me on social media. This is a very impressive piece from Sharif, the second self-branded knife from Manganas Steel. You do not want to miss this one, guys. And no, I did not put the lanyard on there. I don't do lanyards. It came this way. It's a Chris Reeve style lanyard tie on here. I don't think I get to keep this knife, so I'm not doing anything with the lanyard. I'm leaving it on there for the review. Anyways, You definitely don't want to miss out on this one. That was my carry. Post your carries in the chat if you got them, or post them in the members only Discord. We'll head over there in a little bit. Hey, welcome into JoJo. And of course, Joseph S in the house. Good to see you, Joe. All right. Paul Mills. Welcome into Paul. Welcome into Mark Parks. Thanks for being a channel member. And Paul, thank you for being a channel member as well. All right. Good to see you, Snot Rag. He says, I carried my Rob Johnson cedar today. I see those popping up so many places. That's definitely one of those that I've got my eye on, but they're not cheap. They're not easy to find, and then when you do, they're also not cheap. It's kind of that double-headed serpent, you know. Ian says, I need that Manganas. So I'll say this. He sent out a little informational sheet with this guy, and he said, hot take, I prefer this to my Sebenza. That's a very bold statement to make. Now, I've got to say, if Chris Reeve made a knife in the same fashion as this, people would lose their minds. They would lose their marbles, because we don't see American knife manufacturers doing, you know, these contoured titanium handle scales, you know, that pocket clip depression right there. That style is not something that we see on American made knives below like the $700 mark, which I don't know why. I don't know why they're just satisfied giving us these slab style handle scale construction and then forgetting that people like the details like that. Riot absolutely blew it out of the water with this one. I'm very, very impressed with the quality, with the fit and finish. And I've been reserving my opinion for my review because, you know, I don't do hype style unboxings. I don't. Every now and then I'll do an unboxing on a video, but I'd rather get my opinion straight first, you know, and then do a follow-up video later. This knife is sharp, and I'm not just talking about the edge. The whole design, you could tell that Sharif put his heart and soul into this one, and I love it. Absolutely love it. Shout out to Sharif from Manganas Steel. Ian says, I heard Sharif's new knife is supposed to be a CRK killer. Yeah, exactly, man. I've got to say, in terms of being an updated knife, yeah, no, this, when I first saw this, because he showed this to me as a drawing, as a concept, you know, I was chatting with him on Instagram and he's like, what do you think of this? You know, because he will share his designs in advance, and he's got a lot. The man has so many designs that he could release into production that it's not like he just does them one at a time. You know, he's got all these designs because, of course, you know, he licenses them to knife companies like Kaiser, like Kuby, and so he's got a lot in his arsenal, and he could have done something really crazy. I've seen some crazy designs from him that I really, really like. And he showed me this one, and the first thought in my head was, when I saw the concept drawing, was I'm seeing some inspiration from Craig Brown. I'm seeing some inspiration from Ray Laconico. I'm seeing some inspiration from Chris Reeve, and you could tell. And they're all good inspirations, and yet none of them have made this knife. This is not a copy of anything. And that's one of the things that I appreciate from Sharif, is that all of his designs end up being unique in some way, shape, form, or fashion, even in the subtleties. And this is one I'm really excited to make some content on. Jim Miller says Toyotas and tools. Oh, no, you're saying hi to Toyotas and tools. Welcome in, man. Good to see you. He says Emerson Super Elvia po boyed by myself. Right on, man. All right. Ian says, what is the name of the knife Sharif has aimed at Tim Reeves' kneecaps? It's called the Aurelia. And it killed me on the inside because Metal Complex did a review on this knife, and he gave it, you know, a shining review, as it deserved. This is probably the crowning jewel from MS Knives. But he called it the Aurelia. Come on, Richard. You know, pronunciation is not his thing. And I'll give him a break because I don't get it right all the time either. But it's the Aurelia. Aurelia. Did we get that? It's the Aurelia, not the Aurelia. Dear Lord. I think he did it on purpose because I'm not the only one that gives Metal Complex a hard time about pronunciation. It used to bother me when he would say shaman instead of shaman. Like he lives in Kansas. He's not New York. It's the shaman. But you could say it, of course, however you like. I just can't help myself. But yeah, it's the Aurelia by Sharif Manganas. And he did a fantastic job. He says, as an owner of the 3 big hitters, I'm in love with the Aurelia. It's a good one, man. And the pre-order is open, guys. You don't have to wait for my video. Head on over to MS Knives. It's definitely one that I would say is worth checking out. Welcome into Rambo Adventures, all the way from Thailand, no less. What time is it in Thailand? I've asked this question before, but I've got a poor memory. Snotreg says, time will tell if it truly does put CRK out of it. It's not going to put Chris Reeve out of business. It won't. Chris Reeve Knives is too big. They are too much of a staple for enthusiasts and collectors. It's not possible. In a world where American knife makers are currently feeling the pain. Like, I don't know if you guys know this. American knife makers are currently feeling the pain because they saw a huge surge during COVID. Which is what, 4 years ago now? Bordering on 5. So American knife makers saw a massive surge. They couldn't get them out fast enough. They couldn't stay in stock anywhere. They were just in very high demand. The hobby, the community saw a massive amount of growth. And lately, things have simmered down again because we're seeing a lot of inflation. People are being more picky. I know I'm being more picky. We've got way more availability now than ever. And yeah, the Hinderer knives still sell out eventually, but they're available. The Chris Reeve knives still sell out eventually, but they're available. Medford knives, they can't seem to sell anything. Maybe it's because they want $1,000 for their flagship Praetorian. But even Medford has started to feel the pain on that, and for the longest time, the Medford Praetorian was one of those knives that, while often hated by many people due to their high price tag and for being a sharpened pry bar, they've officially discontinued those because there's not as much of a demand for those anymore. The market has shifted. And the good news is that we're seeing great things from the companies who are shifting with the market. We're seeing companies like Heretic Knives. I don't know if you guys have seen my video on this guy yet. This is the Heretic Wraith V4. And I got to check this out before they released it, like a day before they released it. I didn't get my video out on time for the official release. It was like 2 or 3 days late, whatever. But it was so cool to get this in the mail from Tony Marfione and to see what they're doing. Like, this knife is, in my opinion, more impressive than the Pariah, but it's also less expensive than the Pariah. And they told me at the time that they sent this, they said, this ain't it. We're doing a less expensive run of knives, specifically of the Pariah. So keep your eyes peeled. We'll send you one of those too. And did you guys see that Heretic just released a $175 Pariah? Like, that's crazy. That's awesome that they have their eye on the market. And then there's companies like Benchmade that are going the complete opposite direction. They're like, oh, here's the same bug out that 4 years ago costs $125, $200. Benchmade inflation is something else, and that's a fact. But don't be surprised by the market shift. That's all I'm going to say after monologuing for 10 minutes. All right. Ian Coates says, Aurelia like Marcus Aurelius. Thank you. You got it right. Rambo Adventure says, Aurelia or Tallboy? So that's a really great question because this guy. Now here's the deal though. You can't get a Tallboy anymore. You won't be able to get one of these Tallboys until at least first quarter of 2025 because they all sold out everywhere. You can't buy these anywhere unless you're getting them on the secondhand market. And even then, those are selling out extremely quickly. I was very lucky that Lefty sent this to me ahead of time because these sold out. And so as of right now, chances are, if you were to pre-order an Aurelia, it would probably be here in the same amount of time or less. You'd probably get your Aurelia before the Tallboys re-release. Devo Knives did a little press release and they said, hey, the community has spoken. We're going to make more of these. So they are going to do another batch of the Tallboy. The Aurelia is on pre-order. I would say, considering that Riot is the OEM, expect those to be 3 to 5 months out on the pre-order, which is not bad. Some pre-orders take an egregious amount of time. I will say this, as far as the manufacturing, like the Tallboy is an amazing knife, and for $200, in that price range, what they've done here is impressive. That said, these are going to be under $300, made by Riot, a company who is known for some of the best manufacturing quality and fit and finish in the world, compared against anybody doing production work, period. And I've got to say that the level of detail on here is going to be a bit more impressive. Like the extra cost makes sense because, instead of slab style chamfered handle scales, you've got contoured titanium handle scales. These are going to be Magna Cut, guaranteed at 63 Rockwell, which is the sweet spot as far as hardness for this steel. It would be if these were the same price. I'd say this: if these were the same price, this would be the runaway winner as far as manufacturing quality. And I love this guy. But for $200, the Tallboy is, in my opinion, a knife of the year contender. S90V at 60 to 62, USA made camo carbon fiber. Absolutely love what they did with this. As you can see on this one, I've already installed the Timascus kit, which is super cool. First time I've ever installed Timascus on anything. At $200, the Tallboy is unbeatable. But again, they're not in the same price bracket. When I look at these things, I look at them in price brackets. In the $200 to $300 range, this is the best. Here's my hot take. For those of you who don't get around to watching my video on the Aurelia, in the $200 to $300 range, the Aurelia is going to be unbeatable in that price range. I don't see anything in this price range, in my opinion, that I think is better than this currently, that I've personally checked out. But at the $200 and under range, yeah, the Tallboy all day. Why pick one or the other? Just get them both. As I say casually, yeah, just spend $400 and some odd dollars. Toyotas and Tools says it's probably 11 a.m. Sunday. Oh, in Thailand? No, it's 9:10 a.m. in Thailand, says Rambo Adventures. Man, you're on early. Everyone else is up late. Let's see. Here in the Mile High, it's 8:15. If you're in the Pacific, that would be 7:15. Central time zone for those of you who live in Texas, that would be 9:15, and then 10:15 for everyone on the East Coast staying up late. Ian says, if Chris Reeve goes out of business, I'm quitting Everyday Carry. They're not going anywhere, man. They're going strong. They're a cornerstone. They're a pillar. If they go out of business, everybody's screwed. All right. Now, I think I may have missed some stuff. Hold on. Or I'm just really bad at scrolling. That could be the case, too. Hey, shout out to NFK20, a channel member for 2 months. Says, what? Thanks for riding with the channel for 2 months. And thank you to Bluminati for gifting a channel membership. Thanks, man. Congratulations to... Hold on. Hey, Greg Vanderlip was gifted that channel membership. Thanks, Blue. I appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much. And congrats, Greg, on becoming a channel member once more. I've seen you around here before. All right. Welcome into Steve-O. All right. Rainey says, doing a forced patina on one of my M4 PM2s right now. That's cool. That's something that I haven't done yet in the modification game. I haven't done a forced patina yet. I usually, most of the knives that I have or that I end up getting are not, they're very stainless, which means that the forced patinas are more difficult unless you introduce other corrosive agents. So I haven't done that a whole lot. But I'm really interested in doing something like a shipwreck patina on copper. Where's that? Yeah, it's on copper, right? That you do the shipwreck patinas. So I think it'd be really cool to get some copper scales and do a forced shipwreck patina on some of those. I just haven't figured out what I want to do that on yet, though. Maybe something a little less expensive. We'll see. You know, just in case I screw up. You don't want to ruin something nice. Lone Star says, more Balisong drama, maybe a Karambit or Kukri into the mix. For what? Where's the beef? Jim Miller says, I had to sell my little toys due to losing my company. I'm working by myself and don't have time or energy anymore. I'll be 69 in a few weeks. 69 and you're still working hard, Jim. I'm sorry about the company, man. That sounds rough. But the good news is there will always be more knives. There will never be more time. It's all about how you spend your time. Miranda says, Rollshambo, you don't like that $500 plus Benchmade Mini Narrows? Absolutely not. That is not for me at all. I am okay not shelling out for that knife. Hey, thank you, Blue, for posting the Aurelia pre-order. Appreciate it, man. And you know what? We'll head over there. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and head on over to the Aurelia pre-order. I'll pull it up on the screen and then we'll do a screen share. All right. And in case you guys didn't know this, you can get there by going to ms-knives.com. And the very first thing you'll see, of course, is the beautiful Kaimano banner on the front. That was his first self-branded knife. And I loved that knife when I checked it out. It was really, really great. I had nothing bad I could say about it. And usually I can find something to nitpick. That was one of those knives that I wasn't able to find anything that I could personally nitpick, that I could say, you know what, I don't like this. All the features were nice. The manufacturing was very well done. It was a really cool knife. And I know the people that bought that knife absolutely love it. But if you go there to ms-knives.com, under featured products, the very first thing you'll see is the Aurelia. He's got Sezzle available for it, $280 for a Riot production knife with contoured titanium handle scales, 63 Rockwell MagnaCut. Yeah, all of the design features on here are fantastic. The way that Riot finished this product, they did a really wonderful job, and enthusiasts are absolutely going to love this. I know that when I release my video on it, people are going to be like, that looks like a gas station knife. People say that no matter what video I make, though. That's the crazy part. Anyways, if you want to know, now you know. Go ahead and get in on the pre-order. Sharif says it'll take up to 4 months, which means that we'll probably start seeing these, late January, early February for those who get in on that pre-order. If you like the Kaimano, you'll love this one. It's classy. Oh, you know what else was recently released? I already had this pulled up. The Ticonic Tion One. This is a collaboration between Tough Knives and RS Knives. And this guy, so this is the Vosteed Psyop, is based off of the Tough Knives Psyop. And this is another one of those knife of the year contenders for me. It's beautiful. But I remember thinking, you know, when this came in, I remember thinking, man, I kind of wish that it had the same grind as the RS Chaos from RS Knife Works. And so it's crazy to me because if you look at the Tion One, that's kind of what it looks like. Vosteed is the OEM, just like they, you know, and so it's like they took the blade shape from the Psyop and the grind from the Chaos. And if you look at it, I'm seeing a lot of similarities. I mean, obviously it's not like they just, you know, imprinted the grind from the Chaos on here. The handle scales do have some difference in the milling and in the shaping. People were so excited about the Tion One that on the very first day they crashed the website. That's right, you guys all crashed the website. But they are available. You can order them. They're not a pre-order. $250 gets you M390 titanium, the top liner lock, which is one of my favorite knife locks. It's a compound grind, and it's a RS Knifeworks style compound grind, which some people really like, some people really don't. I would say this: if you're one of those people that looks at the grind on the Tion One and you're like, you know what, I'll just send it off to a knife modder, I'll get a regrind for a full deep hollow grind, don't buy it. Don't buy it. It's not worth it at that point. Get one of these Psyops instead. You'll be much happier, and you won't have to pay a knife modder to grind away at a blade that honestly doesn't need any extra work. But if you're someone that appreciates a really cool compound grind and you like the work from RS Knifeworks, the Tion One could definitely be the way to go. You know, if you're someone that was a fan of the Vosteed RS Chaos, I think that this would be very attractive to you. Now, I wanted to get in on this. The funds just didn't line up for me. So, unfortunately, it is not on the way. I did reach out to them, and they said, we'll see. It's okay. Not every knife maker or designer wants to work with me, and that's totally fine. I'm sure there'll be a pass round for me to get my hands on one and put some content out there. As of yet, I do not have one coming. I do wish that I did. But now you know the rest of the story. All right. Welcome into Cornered. Good to see you, man. Cornered. I get it. Took me a second. It's been a long day. Cornered says, firearms go down faster than knives, though. Yeah. I've never tried to sell a firearm, so I wouldn't know. Ian Coates says you get the Aurelia before the Tri-Stash ships. That's one that I kind of wish that I had checked out. But I didn't get in on for those of you who are wondering, why didn't you get in on the pass round for the Tri-Stash? You know, I didn't get in on the pass round for the Tri-Stash because by the time it would have gotten to me for review, the pre-order would have been over. So it didn't feel like my review at that point would have been relevant, because for those people who would be counting on that content to make an informed decision on whether or not they would want to get in on it, my review would be late. So that's why I didn't sign up for the pass round. I actually think the Tri-Stash looks phenomenal, but that's why I didn't get in on the pass round. That's why I don't have any content up. Paul Mills says, I really wish the Narrows was priced right. I like the design and the fact that they used a coil spring instead of Omega springs. My Benchmade Grail is the Anthem, but will probably never get one high price. Yeah, you know, I have a feeling that Benchmade will reintroduce the Anthem. You know, they reintroduced the 710. The 710 was a goner. It was discontinued. Now, something that I've noticed is that knives that were discontinued under the old ownership are starting to come back. So Benchmade fanatics, the good news is that since the sun has taken over, one of the positive things is that they're starting to bring back old designs that people really loved and enjoyed. So, obviously Benchmade is trying to capture as much business as they can, especially with their higher price tags. And they're doing it in a fashion that I don't agree with. They're charging so much money for these knives that, when I compare against, Spyderco's, and even Spyderco has raised their prices, even though they said that they wouldn't. Thanks, Spyderco. But one of the silver linings is that the son who took over from the father is starting to release old models that were previously discontinued, and now they're back. So if you're looking for one of those, the good news is that they will probably be available. They will probably also be like half of a mortgage payment. I won't be buying one. Oh man. All right, I'm trying to catch up with the chat, guys. Hang on. Knife Bleed, thanks for being a channel member for 5 months. He says, my Tycon T1 comes Tuesday. I am pumped. Congratulations, man. Let me know in the members only Discord how that works out for you. I'm really curious. That's one that I'm really looking forward to getting on the channel. I will showcase one. I just don't know when that will be. Jay Korskinen says, this is Farza. Thanks for the $5 super, Jay. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for supporting the channel. Hey, welcome into Barbarian Bronny, the man who takes some of the best photos in the community. What's up, Bronny? He says, I've been looking at the Benchmade Adamas again and debating if that's something I need in my collection. I reviewed both the full-size Adamas and the Mini Adamas. They were loaners from a friend at work. And I got to say, I wasn't super impressed with the full-size Adamas. There was something that just felt kind of squishy about the action in a way that, like, I could see why people would like it. Really cool blade shape. I know that they fixed some of the reliability issues that they had with the axis lock. And it wasn't an issue with the axis lock. It was an issue with how they were doing, like, the lip on the tang of the blade that was making the connection with the crossbar. They fixed that. So there's no more issue with the Adamas crossbar lock. But the action to me was so lackluster. If I was going to get one, the one that I would get would 100% be the Mini Adamas. I did check out one of those, and I got to say, the Mini Adamas is a really, really cool piece. And I think that some of their pricing on that specific one has gotten it's not totally unreasonable. Like, you can get, the high-end steel, I think S90V or Crewwear, you get carbon fiber, and then the action is better than the full size. And I know we're in a day and age where people are all about the full size right now. A year ago, 2 years ago, it was all mini. Give us mini, give us mini, give us the smaller size. And now people are like, no. I want the full size. I want the big daddy. It's funny how the market shifts like that, but it does. And I would say this, for me personally, I wouldn't mind owning a Mini Adamas. There's other stuff that I would rather buy first, though. That's just me. Ian says, Bronny, that's $325 you could put towards your dream in Cosi. That's a fair point. I don't know if I'd rather have any Benchmade over a Chris Reeve knife. That's just me, though. Hey, Neil McKenzie, thanks for this $2 super. He says, I am Farticus. It wouldn't be a Saturday Live without the fart jokes. It's all good. Oh, thank you so much, Neil. Appreciate the support, man. Jim Miller says the Mini Adamas is not all that mini. It's not. You know what? Let's go ahead and pull it up here. Hold on. Hold the phone. I'm going to do something that I don't do often, and let's go to Benchmade's website. Let's check it out. Let's put it to the test. Benchmade. Ugh. Just being here is making my pockets itchy. All right. Mini Adamas. I actually really do enjoy the way the Mini Adamas looks. $375 for the Mini. Ugh. But in all fairness, you do get, like, I shouldn't wince as hard as I do, because, you know, for example, the Heretic Wraith version 4 in DLC Magna Cut, you know, with the tritium inlay on the, you know, DLC button and the glow carbon fiber. You know, this is a $380 knife. The Mini Adamas is $375. So technically they're in the same price range, similar materials. Technically. I just think that this knife is cooler. I'll be 100% honest. This knife is, I would much rather have this knife, you know, if it was a decision for me between the two. But I can accept that they're in the same range, at least material wise. All right, specifications. What do we got here? Yeah, so it's a mini, but it's, you know, not that far away from 8 inches long, which means that it's very close to a full-size knife anyways. It's going to be more carry friendly than the full-size Adamas. Axis lock, of course. 3 1/4 inch blade. Magna Cut, and they're starting to advertise this. Check this out. Magna Cut 60 to 62. So you know what's crazy? One of my most popular videos this year, one of my most popular episodes was my Steel Snobs episode on Magna Cut. If you guys didn't know, at least once a month, I'd usually try to release a Steel Snobs video where I talk about the ins and outs of steel. I do a lot of research on those. I put in a ton of hours trying to make sure that my level of knowledge is good enough to at least speak on it. And my most popular video that I've released this year was my Magna Cut video. And in that video, I mentioned that it's hard to trust knife manufacturers who don't disclose what the Rockwell hardness is. And guess who recently watched and commented on it? Boker. Boker Knives apparently watched the video, and they commented and they said, we will do Magna Cut right at 60 to 62. Thanks for the hint. I'm like, that is not what I said in the video. But what's more crazy is when I gave a list of manufacturers who weren't hitting the sweet spot on Magna Cut, who weren't between 62 or 63 and 65. And Boker was on that list of knife makers who don't hit the higher Rockwell. And so their comment just kind of solidified that, because people were commenting in there like, oh, Boker's doing Magna Cut right. I mean, not if you subscribe to the thought process of 62 plus. I'm happy with Magna Cut at 62 plus. If it's 62.2, I'm happy with the Magna Cut. But 60 to 62, that means that on average they're around 61. Ignorance is bliss. Just leave us in the dark. At least they watched the video, I think. Anyways, the Mini Adamas is probably the only Benchmade that I would consider buying. But the problem is, again, that at that price point, there are loads of knives that are ahead of it. I do think the marbled carbon fiber is cool. I do. I've already handled one of these, and I gotta say, it felt pretty good. It did feel pretty good in the hand. Anyways, let's head on back to the members only Discord, and we're going to check out some pocket checks. Let's do it. Got to make sure I'm not missing anything first before I go into this, so hold on. All right. Starting the day off, today is September 21st. A lefty knife guy coming in with the modified Benchmade Osborne. Nice. Look at those. Is that oil slick zirconium? That looks gorgeous. Benchmade Osborne. Nice. Let's see. Rainey says Saturday vibes. She's got a big old kukri fixed blade. We've got a Heretic. Is that a Heretic Manticore? A Swiss Army knife and a Spyderco Para 3. Very nice. Dazed is carrying the Vosteed RS Chaos. Very nice. I miss mine. I kind of wish that I hadn't sold it. Nick T caused a bit of a stir earlier today in the members only Discord because Nick T is showing off a knife that he should not have. He should not have this knife because it's not released yet. I don't have this knife. It's the excuse me, I almost said Vosteed. This is the Devo Fireball, which is a collaboration between Nick Stasa and Devo Knives. And it's a knife that I'm very much looking forward to. It's going to be released next month in October. And so the first thought in my head was, is Stasa 23 secretly Nick T in my Discord? Was there a prototype giveaway that I missed? How is this possible? Where's mine? I want mine. No, it turns out that he is in fact someone who helps out Devo with some of their QC stuff. He's one of the local friends. So shout out to Nick T for making every single person in the chat super jealous. You bet. I'm just kidding. I am super stoked. Thanks for sharing, man. The Fireball is one that I've been heavily looking forward to for months. And so needless to say, I am extremely jealous. And if you are in fact in the live chat, let the chat know. I'm putting you on the spot. Let the chat know. Is it everything that we're hoping it will be? Should we be as excited as I'm excited? Let us know in the chat if you're out there. Otherwise, really killer carry. I can't wait to get my hands on one for sure. One Sneaky B, he's got a good carry today. I appreciate what he's got going on too. He's got the Purple Nurple Tall Boy with the Timascus kit. His Timascus kit looks different than mine though. I actually kind of like his Timascus pocket clip a little bit better than mine. Mine actually came out a little bit darker. I have no regrets. The Timascus kit looks great. I absolutely love it. First time I did it, and you know, the killer thing was they were only selling these Timascus kits for like $70. Those are, I've never seen a Timascus hardware kit that inexpensive. I asked Lefty EDC about it, and he said, well, Kuby gave us a deal on it because they had extra Timascus laying around or something of that nature. And so the next time they do a Timascus kit, chances are it's going to be more like $100. It is what it is. Still a good deal. He's got the Kunwu, I believe that's the Compadre, not the Padre, but the Compadre. We've got is that a Tactile Turn? The Exceed Designs Co. Tyrant. The Olight Arkfeld Pro. I think I got it. Fishbag, he's got a big carry. He always has a handful of knives. He's got the Leatherneck. I had to turn my head to read that. Leatherneck Titanium 8010. Very nice. I'm not entirely sure what some of the other ones are. He's got two 8010s, it looks like, though. And I believe I know the one in the back is going to be the Kaiser Phoenix. I think. I may have gotten that wrong. Hey, Jim's coming in with the blue carry. He's got the NAFS Lander 2, the Lander, the CRKT Minimalist Buoy, and that beautiful, beautiful country background. Looking good, Jim. Love it, man. Thanks for sharing. Ian Coates, and by the way, Ian Coates wants to know, Fishbag, how you're not dropping all those knives on your feet. Yeah, that's a bit of a dangerous venture for sure. And of course, Ian is carrying the Chris Reeve Sabenza. I knew it. I think we all knew it. Look at that. clean and classy, man. Always clean and classy. Here's mine. Love this guy. Mine's the small Sebenza though. Oh, before I forget, did I tell you guys? So about a year or two ago, there was a rumor that Chris Reeve was going to be supplying MagnaCut reblades for the 21, for the Sebenza 21. And I reached out to Chris Reeve recently. I sent them an email to their support line and I said, hey, I saw this rumor. Is it true? Are you willing to do a MagnaCut reblade to update the blade steel on a 21 for a 21 owner? And they said yes. The unfortunate part is that it's going to be about a five month wait time. It's like pre-ordering it. You send them your knife and they'll send it back in 5 months time with a perfectly heat treated MagnaCut blade. So the wait time is a bit of a little bit of a deal killer for me. I'm impatient. Maybe it's my youth. I don't know. I wish that it wasn't 5 months. But then you look at their lead time for getting new knives out to, retailers and dealers. They've got a 5-year wait period on the Nooms on. So, by comparison, that's actually pretty quick. Expedited, even. Nice carry, Ian. Rebel Rouser says this month's new items been a good month so far. Ooh, we got some newbies on here. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. Let's see. We've got the button lock pyrite. I like it. I'm not sure about that Kaiser or that Kaiser, but I know that is the one in the middle is going to be a Kaiser October. We got a decent amount of Kaisers on the table. They've got so many knife models that there's no way I could keep them straight. Nice mix though. I like it. And today's carry, he's got the Kaiser October. I always wanted to check out the Titanium October. I always thought that was a cool one. That's a Dmitry Osarenko design, a Doc design. Love it, man. Drinkwater, he's got the Zermino knives, and I always forget the name of their models, but I'm pretty sure that's a Zermino knife. He's got a little native Warncliffe and then the Spyderco McB. Very cool. Mark P, he's got the truffles, the Aurora knife and tool truffles. It's a good looking knife. Never got a chance to handle it. I asked to be in on the pass round for that knife, but at the time there was so many other channels that were in the pass round for it that it just never came my way. I reached out to Aurora Knife and Tool and I said, hey, can I get in on the pass round? And they said, no. Oh, well. Bluetooth Blades, he says, I know that you know all of these, Rollo. Okay. From left to right, we've got the Manganas Steel Kaimano. We've got the Reich production version of the microtech SOCOM Bravo. And then next to that, we've got the Plague Doctor Spartan Harsey. And then next to that, we've got the, what looks like the full 3.5-inch Hinderer XM18 with the titanium horsehead scale. That looks to be one of their recent versions. And that's a Spanto style blade. You made it easy. Those are all legendary knives in my book. Nice. Are all of those in your pockets? Or are you just flexing, Bluetooth? Let me know. And this is what I mean when I say that Barbarian Brawny has some of the best photos. And isn't it appropriate? Because his photos are up in the stakes on the Aurelia. Look at that. It's as if it's a challenge. I feel inspired now. I've got to take some super premium photos of this knife. Check this out. That looks amazing. Amazing. Crushed it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That looks really good. Thanks for sharing, Bronny. Absolutely crushed it, man. Southpaw, he's got a pocket check. He's got the Devo. That's the Devo Mash, right? Devo Mash, Spyderco Yojimbo 2, and the Kaiser Veritas. That's a hell of a carry. Like that. Eddie, he's coming in hot with some good American-made EDC. That is the Ridgeback, the Dead Brecken Ridgeback. Only question I have is that the titanium version or is that the aluminum version? They're both good. I'm just curious. Is that silver titanium or is that silver aluminum? All right. I've avoided the chat for far too long. We're going to head on back over to the chat. And I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. I know I probably missed people. Barbarian Brownie says, yeah, that thing is fire. I want one. Which one? Oh, man. I feel like I came into the conversation late. Jim Miller says, Fireball and Microjet are what I'm waiting on. Yeah, you can't go wrong with either of those. Microjet looks pretty great, too. Fireball, of course. I am really looking forward to the Fireball. I honestly think that it's going to be the same price as the Devo Tallboy. Devo is dueling with themselves between the Tallboy and the Fireball. And I think it's really brave of them to release both of those within the span of a month of each other. That said, I think what's going to happen is the Fireball is also going to sell out. They are having a limited release on the Fireball. So I'm going to say this to everyone in the back, start saving your money now. If you missed out on the Tallboy and you feel really bad about it, the Fireball is going to be another limited release. They were only able to do so many. Keep in mind, they're not doing a pre-order. They're not asking you to put your money up front and then wait, 3 to 5 months to get it. They actually are buying all the inventory. So for whatever reason, they were only able to do a limited order on the Fireballs. So start saving now. If you want a Fireball, start saving now. They will not remain in stock. I'd be willing to bet, I would bet dollars to donuts. At the end of the day, the Fireball will probably sell out faster than the Tallboy. The Tallboy was sold out everywhere within 25 minutes. Within 25 minutes. White Mountain Knives was sold out. Blade Binge was sold out. Devo's website was sold out. Traditional Pocket Knives was sold out. Figure out ahead of time which model you want and who's selling it and be ready. I have a feeling that if the Tallboy sold out in 25 minutes, the Fireball is probably going to sell out in 15. Plan on it. Plan on it now. October is the release date. Sell some stuff if you got to. Save up your money. That's how you'll get in on it. 25 minutes is enough time for those who are ready at the release. Lone Star says Black Talon 2 in the middle. Evil E said you sold your RS Chaos. Bad move. I sold it to a channel mod. Top Dog has my very first edition RS Chaos. And it was so first edition, it actually came with a sticker that said Mayhem. Because right after the first release was when Cold Steel told Vosti, no, you can't use the Mayhem because we're coming out with a knife with the same name. Anyways, so Top Dog is the proud owner of my very first edition RS Chaos. But the one that I bought under the moniker Mayhem. Kind of wish that I hadn't sold it. But it's in good hands with my buddy Top Dog. Shout out to Top Dog. I don't know if he's in the chat tonight though. C. Kobe says, when is MC dropping the Excalibur? I have no idea. I haven't been on the ball with that one. Hey, welcome into Ain't What It Ain't. He says, Kaiser October may be one of the most underrated knives I fell in love with. I believe it. Dmitry Osarenko does amazing work on his designs. I've had a couple of his designs this year. They're all really good. In fact, I've got one on my desk right now. The Kuby Blackout is also a very underrated knife. This is one of his designs from this year. All titanium, hidden pocket clip screw. It's not the sliciest edge geometry, but it strops up from a factory edge really nicely. Really nicely. And it's very, very smooth. Plus, something about Kuby that I really love is that Kuby has officially started using a cryo plus vacuum heat treat, which is guaranteeing higher Rockwell numbers. That is amazing. And you could tell when you sharpen one of their knives, it just feels different than a knife that wasn't heat treated using a cryo treat process. It also takes a much better edge, a much stickier edge when you get those higher heat treats. I'm a big fan of that. Ian says, I wish Insta wasn't so oppressive towards the EDC community. I want to post hella pics of my Chris Reeve knives. I haven't had any issues, probably because my Instagram presence is not very good. If you guys didn't know, you can follow me on Instagram, Rollshambo_EDC. It's the same at TikTok. That's right, I'm on TikTok as well. You know why? Because TikTok doesn't hate the EDC community. So I'm usually posting a lot of my carry updates on TikTok these days. Check it out. Rollshambo_EDC for both TikTok and Instagram. Give me a follow. I would appreciate it. Ian Coates says, I keep forgetting about the Harsey. I reviewed one in the first year that my channel was live, and I liked it. It's not for everyone. I would say that the Harsey is kind of in the same realm as the... It's a very old school design that will never die because it functions really well. You know, you've got extremely solid build quality. They do a lot of different designs, but now you can actually get them pretty readily available. For the longest time, you couldn't get Spartan Harsey with the Plague Doctor, but I'm pretty sure that now you can. They're available on DLT, or at least I saw them there recently. Let's go back to the screen share. Hold up, I'm gonna stay hydrated. Come on, DLT. Why is my internet slow? I ask too much of it. I really do. All right. Hey, shout out to Gator Aaron. We got another channel mod in the house, another channel member. Yeah, I smashed the like button for me. And welcome into Gator Aaron. Good to see you, man. I feel like it's been about a week. Ian Code says, I just wish Knife Modders would go live again. I just wish my internet would work. Wow. Hold on. DLT Trading. It's dlttrading.com. I recently cleared all the cookies from my browser. Now I have none of the saved websites that I had before. Here we go. Okay. Spartan Harsey. Yeah, so check it out. You can get the Plague Doctor. You can get the Flag. They've got the regular black PVD. They've got the regular Stonewash Titanium and MagnaCut. If you just want plain, if you don't want any graphics on there. Although I'll say this, their work on the graphics is really good. They've got the Warthog. They've got the Join or Die. That's actually the one that I reviewed. That was a loaner. Let's see. The Plague Doctor in S45VN. I gotta say that this is this one is on my list, guys. It's on my list. That looks great. And for some reason, the one in S45VN looks better than the one in MagnaCut. Why is that? Why is that? I'm sure they're the same. I'm sure everything else is the same except for the blade steel. Is it just me? All right, that's the MagnaCut. I could just be imagining things. The ano on the S45 version looks a bit lighter. That looks fantastic. The Plague Doctor Harsey is the one that I want. It's on my list. It's on my grail list. 4-inch blade. It's big boy. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one that I want. 100%. Ah, what happened? Nothing to see here. I clicked the wrong button. All right, going back to the chat. Welcome into Fred the Lug. Good to see you, man. Lone Star says Ham and Egger tactical box cutters have it rough on Instagram. I haven't had any issue. I haven't gotten any adverse notice. Like, and I still post stuff. I still post pictures. I still post reels. Kyle Radke says, does anyone have an Oz knife? I do not. I wish I did, but I do not. Hey, welcome into Brian from Transparent Knives. Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Jay Korskinen says, thoughts on the Kuby Silo? Thank you for the $2 super. I appreciate it. The Kuby Silo. Oh, man, I haven't seen that one yet. Hold on. Let's go there, though. I'll give you some thoughts. Let's see. KubyKnife.com. The Silo. Oh, yeah, that looks great. I did see this. Here's what I want to know. Who designed it? James Lowe. I should have known. James Lowe also designed the Kaiser Huntsman and also the Kuby Interflow, which I have. The Interflow is a fantastic knife. Overshadowed only by the fact that I got it at the same time that I got this guy. So these came in around the same time for me. And I gotta say, talk about a pair. I really like James Lowe designs. I really do. The Silo looks fantastic. And I'm not at all upset about the fact that it's got the 14C, because the 14C is cryo treated at 60 to 62. 9 times out of 10, when you get a 14C blade, it's not cryo treated. That's why people complain. They moan and they're like, oh, it's not scratch resistant. It's because it's most 14C is heat treated between 56, 57, and 59. However, when companies do a cryo treat, they can get it from 60 to 62, and you start getting very, very, very good results, because at that point it's almost like a budget Magna Cut at 60 to 62. I've had it feels like a different steel than 14C at 59. I like 14C at 59. I don't like it as much as I like it at 60 to 62, and I am not at all upset about that at all, guys. This price that we see here, the $156, don't pay that. And don't pay that for 2 reasons. One reason is that I have a discount code. I believe it's RS20LT. RS20LT? Let's find out. And you can get 20% off that, which means that you could get this for what? $125? $125 for the Silo in titanium with 60 to 62 Rockwell 14C. Yeah. I need to reach out to them. I need to get this on the channel stat. That looks great. That looks fantastic. You have my word. I will reach out to Kuby as soon as we're off this live stream because I want to check that out. That needs to happen. Kuby, if you're watching, send me one of those. I love that blade shape. You know what else I love? I love the fact that the whole spine of that blade is jimping. You get all the grip. 3.5 inch blade, 7.91 inches. So technically, someone out there is going to make the argument that that's not a full size knife. I'm just going to say that that's a full size knife. The frag pattern looks a little bit less aggressive than it is on the inner flow. It looks less aggressive. I like that they angled it. I like the jimping on the full spine of the blade. I like the Wharncliffe with the straight edge. You know what I love about straight edge Wharncliffes or sax style blades is that they're easy to sharpen. They're really easy to sharpen. You don't have to worry about getting the bevel right on the belly of a blade when there is no belly. It's also really good for multiple purposes. Michael Janich has proven that Wharncliffe style blades can be superior for self-defense, if that's your thing. Also, they're really good for utility purposes. That's one of the reasons why Wharncliffes are so popular, is because it's actually a very versatile blade shape. I really enjoy the fact that we've got the hidden pocket clip screw there. That's great. I do kind of wish that the lock bar relief was inverted so it was on the inside. Like, I don't know. Like this. Like on the Aurelia. See how the lock bar relief is on the inside? Right there? And not on the outside? That would be my one thing on my wish list. But then again, most frame locks don't have an inverted lock bar relief. So, can I complain about it? Sure. Should I? No. It's just a preference, but I like the hidden pocket clip screw. I like all that jimping. I like the fact that it's $125 with my discount code, RS20LT. Love the blade shape. I can't believe that these are in stock. I want one of these. $120. That looks really good. And you know that's T8 hardware too. Big old deployment window right there. No, that looks great. Which one would I prefer? I would say it's going to be a close race between the Dark Blast and the Black and Gold. The Black and Gold looks really good. I think the Dark Blast would probably be my preference. I think that looks nice. It looks really clean. For some reason, people complain about the pops of color, like the Black and Gold. It's not for everybody. The silver and blue is not for everybody. I don't know if anyone could really complain about the raw dark wash look though. Look at that blade profile. That is crazy, man. I definitely want to check one out. Thanks for the heads up on the silo, Jay. We'll make it happen. We will absolutely make it happen. Papa Rhino in the house. Haven't seen you in forever. He says, long time, brother. Good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping by. Welcome into O Lefty Knife Guy, another channel member. Good to see you. Thanks for being a channel member. He says, E-Knives has Chris Reeve knives regularly. So does DLT. Knives Ship Free has them regularly. White Mountain Knives has some too. Knives Ship Free and White Mountain Knives don't charge taxes. Do with that as you will. Ain't What It Ain't says, I thought about a Harsey, but man, at that price point, not having a choil really turns me off. Am I the only one? You're not the only one. A lot of people want it. Some people don't. So there's a reason why some knives don't have it. A sharpening choil is something that prevents smiles on the edge termination of a blade. However, what it also does is it creates a spot where your blade could snag on whatever material you're cutting. So some knife designers purposefully do not include one. It's not terribly hard to do your own. If you've got a vise and you've got like a file, you can do it yourself. Nobody wants to do that though. Some designers, some notable designers that don't always give us sharpening choils. Ramon Chavez doesn't always give us a sharpening choil. Tashi Barucha. I'm probably slaughtering his name. Sorry, Tashi. Tashi Barucha also doesn't do sharpening choils. And they say that it has a lot to do with having a continuous edge so that there's nothing to snag on. Now, is that something that I think is justified? No. Do I understand it? Yes. The thought process behind it, I get it. Sharpening choils have been one of those things that we've started demanding more recently. I mean, it is what it is. I can see both sides of that. Lone Star says, the 3 felines still slumber, sun coming up soon though. Ian Coates says, so far it's House of Blades or Blade HQ. Hey, welcome into Ron Crow. Thanks for being a channel member. Good to see you, man. C. Kobe says, Rolls has my computer skills. See, I'm catching up with the chat late. This is when I clicked on the wrong transition. That's my bad. Bluetooth Blade says, the 4-inch Spartan Harsey Plague Doctor with a Tanto would be badassery. I don't know. I might prefer it in the regular drop point. Ian says, I'm basic. I can't stand all these crazy designs. I want my Sebenza. That's fair. All right. I'm just going to jump to the bottom of the chat and catch up already. Hold on. Jay Korskin says, do you like the rough tie finish? Yes. Yes, absolutely. If I had my druthers, that's the one that I would pick. It's the rough tie finish. Ian Coates says, if you're in Alabama, you make your own knives and chastise people for buying Chinese. Oh, man. Oh, I don't know what happened. I lost the chat. Hold on. We'll get it back. I've got to do a pop out. Hold on. I got to pop out the chat. I might have a connection issue. We'll see. Tech support live. And there we go. Something broke. I don't know what, but something broke, and we're getting it back. It's okay. Lone Star Cowboy says the Green Lantern was susceptible to yellow. Interesting. Oh, Lefty says, are they just misspelling words for knife names now? Silo? So my understanding, and I could be wrong here, but my understanding is that when a knife designer designs a knife, sometimes they pick the name. That said, I'm not necessarily sure that you're wrong. For example, the Kaiser Veritas, spelled V-A-R-A-T-A-S, or V-A-R-A-T-A-S. The word sounds like veritas, which means truth. It's Latin. But that spelling of Veritas means absolutely nothing. So essentially what I'm saying is that Kuby wouldn't be the first to do that. But let's go ahead and look it up. What is silo? Silo theorems. Okay. We're getting technical. In mathematics, specifically in the field of finite group theory, The Silo theorems are a collection of theorems named after Norwegian mathematician Peter Ludwig Silo. Is that it? Did we name a knife after a mathematician? I mean, I'm not going to look up the theorems. This is not a knife, or excuse me, this is not a math channel. That's the only thing that I can come up with. I don't know why they called it the Silo. I will ask them when I reach out to Kuby to see if I can get one on the channel to feature. And they might come back and say no. It's just how it goes sometimes. I am excited about this one. I will get one on the channel. You have my word. One way or the other, we'll make it happen. That looks great. All right, back to the chat. Evil E says, is the yellow and black paramilitary 2 salt ever going to come out? I think that's the one everyone's been waiting for, isn't it? It might be. All right. In Vino Veritas. Yeah, but Kaiser calls it the Veritas. So, like, what is Veritas? Like, Varatas. And it doesn't mean anything. It, like, Veritas, Veritas, has a meaning. In Vino Veritas means in wine truth. Yeah. But Veritas, as in Kaiser, this means nothing. It means nothing. And when I found that out, I was kind of upset. Thanks, Kaiser. Thanks for nothing. Ain't What It Ate says, Rolly underestimates his audience, huh? I'm a professor of mathematics. I don't underestimate my audience. I'm just very familiar with the fact that I am not a mathematician, and I could not do Ludwig Silo any justice. People don't watch my channel for my love of math. I can promise you that. Ian Coates says Silo is a legit word then. It has to do with the Silo theorems. That's the only thing that I could find. So I've got two theories here. Either one, they misspelled the word silo, because I'm pretty sure there's a knife called the Silo. Or two, it's for some reason related to Ludwig Silo, the famous mathematician. I don't know. Ain't What It Ate says, just kidding. I'm a heavy equipment operator. You got me. I believed you. I believed in you. Can you teach me about the Pythagorean theorem? Lone Star Talboy says it could be from another language. It could be. It's possible. All right. What else is out there? What else is new? DLT trading. Come on. Are there any new drops? I'd be remiss if I didn't at least look this up to see if they had anything new coming out. The Defiant 7 Servo. Looks like they've got some new McNeese Gen 2 available. And the TRC Knives Black Classic Freedom, for those of you who are fans of fixed blades. Anything new that's not considered a drop? The ProTech TR4 with the black feather texture. I did check this out actually. This looks, I like the look of the black feather texture. Didn't they come out with a manual version of the TR4? I thought they did. Lots of restocks on OTFs. The Hinder Buoy XM18. Auto. Hinder Eclipse Harpoon Spanso. Nothing too crazy. Except for this. That is crazy. The PMP Midgards Big Boss. The large Big Boss. It's a 12-inch knife. That is a foot long. Kind of want to check it out. $250. Looks good. All right, I'm not seeing anything else that's too crazy here. Oh, you know what? For those of you who like to modify your Spydercos, check this out. Did you know that Lynch Northwest came out with a new 3D milled titanium pocket clip for these Spydercos? New clip models. Check it out. These look really cool. They look really, really cool. So I love the way that they did these. It's like a deep carry 3D milled titanium pocket clip. Now they are $67, but they're like a modular pocket clip. That is crazy cool. You know, huge shout out to Lynch Northwest for upping their game on this, because those look great. So if you're tired of the regular aftermarket Spyderco clips, there you go. Definitely wanted to mention that for all of you knife modders out there. It looks like they're doing some cool stuff. I really like this one here with the brushed finish and the gold accents. That looks cool. Satin Dark Abyss. Satin Bronze. Yeah, that's the one. Satin Bronze. I kind of want one of those clips. So yeah, if you like to modify your Spydercos and you're looking for a clip that doesn't look like all the other clips out there, there you have it. All right. Oh, Lefty says those modular clips are cool. I like it. I like them, man. I want one. Hopefully by the time I can get one, they're still there. All right. And boom. Okay. All right, guys. I pushed it over a little bit more than I normally do. I'm going to try to do that more often. Because I was only doing hour-long live streams, but people told me that those felt rushed. So we're going to start pushing these live streams out a little bit longer, and really see where the sweet spot on that is. I know I didn't go live on Wednesday, had a lot of stuff going on. I appreciate everyone showing up tonight for tonight's live stream. I will, in fact, be live again next on Wednesday. That's a week from today. That is Wednesday, September 28th. I'll be live at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central, or 10 p.m. Eastern. I hope you can make it. I will definitely be there. You have my word. If not, I totally understand. So for some of you guys, I'll see you soon. And for everybody else, I'll see you later.